What happens when tragedy knocks on your front door? 3 Gold Star women write that if you live long enough and you have the courage to love others, you will undoubtedly face such grief and loss. And that's what we do in those darkest moments, is what defines us. They are the co-authors of the brand new book entitled The Knock at the Door. 3 Gold Star families bonded by grief and purpose. Joining us now, President of the Travis Manion Foundation, Ryan Manion, the organization's Vice President, Amy Looney Heffernan, and the group's West Region Manager, Heather Kelly. Thank you all very much for joining us. Ryan, I'll start with you. How and why did this book come together now?
Well, we decided to put this book together not just to share our stories, but to share the stories of all Gold Star families across this country. And right now, the image of a Gold Star family is a widow standing at a coffin with a folded flag. And we wanted to dispel that and show that there's so much more to these families. It's about resilience and what comes next. And, you know, beyond just Gold Star families, this is a book for everyone. It's a book to share if you get that knock on the door. And everyone certainly will in one way or another. We're going to face adversity and tragedy in our lives, and this is how you respond to it.
The people and the stories behind the suffering and the knock at the door. For each of you, was it actually a knock at the door? Can you each describe the moment? Do you want to start?
Yeah. It is a knock at the door.
Literally.
Literally. Individual, military person that comes to you and is in full dress blues and basically gives you the worst news of your entire life. And for me, I happened to be out at work that day, but getting that face-to-face confirmation that your life is about to change forever, it devastates you.
For you as well, a knock at the door?
Yep. I was living in California at the time, and they came to my house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is about your husband?
My husband, Rob, yeah. And so the Marines come to the door. I woke up to that knock and let them in. And like Amy said, that news changes your life when they sit in your living room and tell you that you've lost your spouse.
Ryan, that moment for you?
That moment for me was at my parents' house with about 30 other people. My parents were having a family barbecue. And so I think about it being almost poignant that we had the love and support of our friends and families there with us, but it was devastating.
And you lost your brother Travis in 2007. I think, Amy, you all live with the possibility of this when someone you love packs up and goes overseas. You hope your husband or your brother is not one who falls overseas. Is that always, as a military family, is that in the back of your mind, the possibility that he could not come home?
Yeah, the possibility's there, but I think anyone, in order to get through a deployment, you have to really think, you know, okay, I'm going to see this person, I'm going to see them back at this point in time, because if you sit there and think about all the bad things that can happen, it can tear you apart inside, and your loved one doesn't want you to feel that way, and you don't want to go those months and months feeling that way.
And Heather, I think this book obviously applies to military families. I was telling you about a good friend of mine who lost her husband in the line of duty, a New York City police officer. She just ran the New York City Marathon the other day in his honor. But also anybody who's going through a loss and doesn't want to feel alone can take something from this book.
Exactly. Not everybody's getting a literal knock at the door, but everybody's going to have something eventually that changes your whole life.
Phone call in the night, someone you love.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always going to be something in life that's going to come, and we all go through struggle. So how do you struggle well and make it through to the other side?
Yeah, what would you say, Ryan, to other people who maybe not a military family, but somebody who feels alone and desperate and sad right now?
I think, you know, for us, it was about not just that knock at the door, but it was about how we responded to that knock. And together we have resolved to make sure that we live lives worthy of their sacrifice. And, you know, all 3 of us at different times have said, you know, we're stronger versions of ourselves than we were when they were here. And for those that haven't had a knock on the door, like, be the best version of yourself today because you have that opportunity.
Mike Barnacle has a question for you. Mike?
Amy and all of you, actually, we have been, as you know, at war for 20 years now, and less than 1% of Americans have served in that war. And I'm wondering if at any moment in time, after you received the knock on the door, during the process of burying your husband, your loved ones, did you feel separate from America? And do you feel at all separate from America now?
No, I don't feel separate from America. I feel that Brendan was out there doing what he wanted to do, and he chose to step up and serve this country. So I felt like his example is something that I want all of America to understand, that the work that we do at the Travis Manion Foundation, you don't have to wear a uniform to serve. You can step up and serve in your community and be an asset right here at home. And I think our military members exemplify that, and it's up to us to carry that forward.
And Heather, same question?
No, yeah, like Amy, my husband didn't want to be anywhere else doing anything different. So I know that when he went overseas, he had that mission and purpose behind to serve his country in this way, and I'm proud of him.
I know how long it takes to put books together, and I'm just wondering about the timing. Any connection with that incredible moment when President Trump was so disrespectful to a Gold Star mother, to a Gold Star family? Any connection to that, to the sort of tone and temperature today, given this presidency?
I think that the tone and temperature of our country as a whole is shaky, right? And I think that the idea that we can put stories of strength and resilience out there, and let's be honest, those aren't always the ones that make the news.
Right.
And so the fact that we were able to not just share Travis, Brendan, and Rob's story, and to speak to the idea that, there are still men and women today that are being flown home to Dover in coffins and caskets. And we don't always see that, and it's not in the forefront of our mind. So making sure that we highlight these incredible stories is super important.
Amy, I'm interested in the work of the Travis Manion Foundation, what you all do, how people can get involved, and what benefits there may be to Gold Star families like yours.
Yeah, it's we're creating a community. We are led by veterans and families of the fallen, and we're basically out there teaching that we can carry on the legacy of all of those men and women that have served, those that we've lost, and how you can pay it forward, but teaching it to our future generations, living by Travis's mantra of if not me, then who, stepping up and being a leader, learning what selfless service looks like, and how to be resilient. And I think that's important for our future generations to understand that they can, be at service right here at home.
Well, the book is The Knock at the Door, 3 Gold Star Families Bonded by Grief and Purpose. Ryan Manion, Amy Looney Heffernan, and Heather Kelly. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's time now for